Welcome to part 2 of Flashpoint Campaigns Red Storm tutorial. Situation is, as you can see, everybody's made their first moves and about to hit the button and go. But before we get started, we take a look at the player tab. You see we have 6 orders. Well, at this point there's no reason to change anything, so we're going to leave that alone. We talked about before the command cycles increasing in time. It's 16 minutes now, going to be 18 minutes, anticipating 18 minutes after that. The Soviets are still at 22. Average unit readiness is dropping. It's got a little friction happening already. Nothing happened in the order of battle. Fire support, still waiting for 40 more minutes for artillery. Victory points same, and nothing going on there. So 18 minutes to British orders, 16 minutes elapsed, 5 hours and 44 minutes remaining. Is day, haze, fog, visual, 2,000 meters. So before we get started, we'll take a look at a few more game elements or elements of the interface. You can see I've got selected the reconnaissance. It says it's in this display here. It says an elite recce section of 2 Scorpions unspotted in hex 1720. It describes its movement. Move hasty to 1922, and that looks to be the waypoint. Opens up the Waypoint Editor. That's something that's new to me. Wasn't available before. Very neat. Not going to get into it too deeply here, but you can play games with delays at waypoints and coordinate the arrival of different units or whatever it is you're trying to, artillery barrage, whatever. It's saying the next action is at 0516, which is now. It's in the covered position, 77% readiness, 80% ammo, 70% morale, and its preferred standoff is 3 hexes. Need information. We can take a look at a couple of the units real quick. Let's look at one of the challengers. Veteran tank platoon of 3 Challenger 1, unspotted in hex 1813, moved deliberate to 2014 and 2217, and hold. Next action at 0518. So it's going to be a couple of minutes before it moves again. Covered posture, 89% readiness, 90% ammo, 85% morale. It is less than or equal to 8 hexes from headquarters. It's in command. Preferred standoff, 3 hexes. We can take a look at the order of battle, and you can see that everybody's in command. If they weren't, they would be red. In this scenario, I doubt, unless something unusual happens, that we'll have anybody significantly, for any length of time out of command. I've babbled enough. Let's hit the button and see what happens. And we're off. Perhaps I should leave the movement sounds in, because all that leaves you to hear is me droning on. Battlefield conditions have changed. Day, haze, fog. Visibility 1,500 meters. Visibility has dropped. And things are still moving along quite smoothly. I'm curious. Let's see. We pause this. Come up here to, I'm sorry, wrong one, right? We can hit that. And, well, we hear everybody moving now. A little background music. and get to demonstrate another aspect of the game. Not real happy with those challengers all in one hex. I probably shouldn't have done that. Okay, we've had another turn, or another command cycle complete. Let's take a quick look. We're up to 20 minutes to the next orders. We have 6 orders available. Everybody is slowing down. The command cycles are slowing down, or getting longer, I should say. So let's take a look. I already complained about the those guys in one hex. They've already completed their move. If I give them orders to move now, it could be 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes before they move again. That becomes a really big deal in the bigger scenarios when you're wrestling with making decisions about how to get places, but I'm not going to get into that too deeply here. Perhaps if I do a playthrough on one of the larger scenarios, we'll be able to demonstrate that or the significance of it. The big problem here is that's a denser target for artillery, and they're going to have some artillery. So if I were to give them orders to go elsewhere, where might it be? Let's take a look. What would happen if they were placed here? Well, they can't cover that obstacle from there. Oops, that was a mistake. And those guys are going there, there. That's not so hot. That's not so hot. They're not going to back up the hill. And I keep clicking the wrong thing. I think right now we're just going to leave it alone. If it's a mistake, it's a mistake. Those guys are almost in position. And is that really where I want them? Let's take a look what they can see. I can see down that valley pretty good ways. From there, they can see a little further. Could be an opportunity to show how we can change something. If you move, I believe this is true. Let's take a look. 06 orders. You can take and grab that waypoint and drag it. Now, I'm not too fond of that. I could put it there, and I like that better. Go there. This tells me if I had an extra waypoint, I could mold this movement more to my liking. I don't like that position. This position is superior. Or we can just live with, well, let's go ahead and do it. Let's just drag it to there and let them wander out there. If they step in it because of that, well, there's more evidence of my incompetence. The regimental headquarters is in place. It shows command radius. That's great. There's another headquarters. He's in place, ready to go. And all right, there's the other. Okay, enough babbling. We don't get something going here soon, we won't see any blood. Go. Up, contact. About a click and a half, and 3 reconnaissance vehicles dead. Oh. Well, that didn't work out too well for those guys. Nothing like a flaming datum. Now the Soviets know we're here. 6,500 meters. The fog is cleared. And now our artillery has arrived. Oh, well, pretty good little fights broken out before we've gotten into Nordheim. Three T-80s dead. Come on, they got to get into town. You got to get into town. The race is on for the victory point hexes. Opening moves. Looks to be a couple of companies of T-80s there. And they are getting pretty roughly handled at this point. Looks like my artillery, staff ordered artillery is fired. Come on, guys. Just a few more minutes. 5 minutes to the next order cycle. This is looking pretty good, but I'm thinking that they're going to get some payback before it's all said and done. Reconnaissance is in position to cover our right. Goodness, that AT unit has been having a field day. Something tells me they're going to get some artillery loving before it's all said and done. Three minutes to the next orders, and we are in position in town. The question is, can we hold? One minute to orders. There's that emergency resupply. The AT unit clearly used a bunch of ammunition, and it just got a nope, artillery seeking out our challengers. Okay, let's take a quick look and see, using the Tactical Operations Center, what has been happening. Reported kills and claims. Take a look at this. It's saying we've got a grand total of 90 units. 0 have fallen out. 0 have been destroyed. We've claimed 4 recon kills, 26 tanks, so the better part of a battalion of T-80s has been killed. You can even say up here that the first of the first claims 3, second of the first claims 5, third of the first claims 1 recon, 4 tanks, fourth of the first claims 3 recon, 3 tanks, and the first AT claims 11 tanks. Let's take a look. down here we see the veteran AT section of 3 Striker 2s. They're at 24% ammo. I don't recall, I think it's a 10 or 12 or 13% ammo. You get a emergency resupply. At this point, it might be wise to give them resupply orders. No enemy is visible, although I suspect there is a long column of guys on this road just waiting to get by. This roadblock has been quite useful. It may be time, if we can find our artillery. Well, it's supposed to have shown up. Where could it be? I believe, if I recall correctly, they're off map in this scenario. Fire support tab, there they are. Right, we can call on them from off map. We also have our company mortars and our regimental mortars. So, while these guys are digging in, or they have dug in, that's good. He still has to move to there. While these guys are digging in, it's time to shape the battlefield. Anybody coming this way? Not that we can see. And we can see quite a ways from that position. So, I think what we will do, what I will do, what's this wee stuff, right? Have I got you in my pocket? No, that doesn't even bear thinking about. Never mind. Right click, barrage, deploy mines. I think it's likely they are going to try to slip around this roadblock to the south. So let's drop mines there. Let's hope we don't run out and can afford to drop some here. And let's not bet that they can do any more than that. Let's go for the other battery. Right click, barrage, deploy mines, and ask for mines. There. Other than that, I'm going to leave those guys alone, which means they almost certainly will have a chance for other fire missions that will be directed by the Fire Control Center. Everybody else is pretty much looking good. Everybody's in command control. We have orders available. I've used 2, talking to the artillery, get them to do their thing. The only other thing I can think to do right now that might really make a difference, I have to admit I'm not too happy about where I put him, but there he is. At least he can see to the north, although I don't remember ever seeing anybody slipping around to the north in this scenario. I could give these guys resupply orders, and I think that's wise. So let's give them resupply. The AT, or the anti-aircraft is in position. I also have my regimental mortars and my company mortars. And let's take a look at their max fire area. Well, they can reach out to about there, and they go a little farther. Just for the benefit of demonstrating it, I'm going to give a barrage order for harassing fire, which is very low use of ammunition. Here, here. Hit enter. And do the same thing here. Probably ought to be more aggressive, but it's low ammunition usage. Don't see anybody. Perhaps a smoke mission wouldn't have been a bad idea now that I think about it, but I haven't. I've done it. Let's quit talking and do some shooting. Let's hit the start button. 19 minutes of game to play now. All right, the mech infantry is all in place. And one of the mine missions falls, and there's another one. And we can see some tanks a long ways off. I don't think I've ever seen them up on that ridge line. Yeah, there's nobody there. It was a waste. I bet somebody's there. Oh, yeah, and somebody died. Well, I feel smart. That doesn't happen often. Ooh, our turn. Smoke on the position from the Soviets. And our attack helicopters have arrived. And another minefield falls. Okay. Getting some kills there where they did slip to the south. Trying to get around that roadblock. Mortars fall. Nobody cares. Oh, attack helicopters coming up from the right. I've had nothing but bad experiences with the attack helicopters in this scenario. They do dearly love rolling up and eating my lunch. Looks like they're hunting the reconnaissance units right now. Oh, the headquarters. I knew I shouldn't have put those guys there. Wow. There is a boatload of mech infantry in that hex. Right. Fire support is, the fire command center is ordering strikes. I don't know where it's at. Oh yeah, it's getting ugly there. Well, BMPs are dying. Wholesale slaughter on the minefield. Mortars shot their mission, fired their mission, and scooting out of the way in case of counter battery. And another strike from the mortars. I'm very happy these attack helicopters seem to be reluctant to advance. I'm not real sure why, but I'm certain they will decide to come and play. And when they do, some of these Brits are going to die. Hmm. 1 minute to orders. And that ends it for that resolution phase. Well, we're at 24, 25 minutes into this. Probably going to call it. Let's take a quick look at the Tactical Operations Center and the reported kills and claims. We've had one vehicle fall out. That would have been that hit on the, there it is, the Squadron headquarters had 1 vehicle fallout. We're claiming 4 recon kills, still 26 tanks, but now 13 mech, that would have been the BMPs, 3 infantry, 1 anti-tank, 1 headquarters, 6 artillery, 7 transport. So far, it's looking pretty good. Can't wait to see what those guys do. I think the minefields have done their job, although I wonder if one of these guys here, there's a lot of guys still there. I'm wondering if, let's see, 3 BMP, 6 mechanized rifle, 3 30mm grenade launchers. Come on, hang with me. 1 heavy machine gun, 1 headquarters. Let's rotate that stack. I can't. It won't tell me there, but there's some more BMPs in there, I'm sure. Look like we got a battalion or more of mech infantry standing there trying to figure out how to get past the mines, and I'm sure they'll sort that out. We've got to bring our tech helicopter into play, and more fun. I'm going to call this one good, and look forward to seeing you in the next installment.